fucking Christ. Here we go again. It seems like ever since Jimbo Jimmy 123 was called out for being problematic, more and more people have been trying to copy what made him so to an extreme degree. And I wouldn't be surprised if who we were talking about was inspired by his content and or other problematic people such as the creator of Alfred's Playhouse. Remember that for later. Anyways, who am I talking about, you might ask? I'm talking about a TikTok artist and animator named Biobot, aka Psycho Jesus. First off, the username alone is a red flag, so I'm not surprised this person's weird. But weird for what exactly? Romanticizing necrophilia. Okay, I should probably explain a lot more. So they started posting weird videos on their TikTok of their OC in borderline, if not already suggestive situations with a dead corpse. This video specifically is the most obvious one here in terms of being suggestive. One of the hashtags says femboy, there's a close-up shot of the character's crotch, and there's several suggestive connotations in the song used itself. Oh right, the OC itself, yeah, it sucks. I mean, its entire personality seems to be based around liking dead bodies and liking dead bodies. Its name is literally Necro, too. Along with that, their entire account is themed around stuff like meat and religion, specifically Christianity, and it's likely not because they're a Christian, but because of why they even made their OC a necrophile in the first place. Because it would be edgy to do so. Yeah, it's a little bit obvious, but this is one of those cases of an artist trying way too hard to make a problematic edgy OC who does dark, messed up stuff. Except this isn't a problematic OC, this is just shitty writing. Because yes, you can make problematic OCs, I mean, I literally have a group of OCs that kill and eat people, but, there's a difference between a problematic OC and a dog shit one. Because when it comes to writing OCs that are terrible people, and writing OCs who do terrible things, you have to put at least a little bit of depth into their character. You can't just make a character and go, this is my OC, Pedo-chan, and she diddles kids! And expect people to treat your OC like it's a sequel to Mouthwashing or BoJack Horseman. If you want your OC to be seen in a positive light despite what they've done, if you want your OC to be problematic and not cringe or dog shit, here's a small bit of advice. Treat the dark subjects seriously. You can still have a cutesy aesthetic or tone or whatever, but that doesn't mean you should portray the literal crimes committed as, oh my god, this is so silly, so cute, so hot. Because, yeah, sure, it may be fictional, but all fiction is based on reality. And no matter how unrealistic it is, it will always have some aspect from the real world. And portraying things like necrophilia as some quirky thing not to take seriously isn't going to make people think, wow, what a fictional story that's totally not based on the creator's real ideals and interests. No, it's gonna make people think that the artist either doesn't take that stuff seriously at all, or that they likely have some sort of fetish for it. I mean, why else do all the Dan Schneider shows always have feet involved at some point? Because it's his damn fetish. Now, I'm not accusing Biobot of being into necrophilia, but the way they portray this sort of stuff can very easily make it look like they are, and it is really, really bad for your digital footprint. Because trust me, job places can find that shit. And you can't really excuse it with, just scroll if you don't like it, in a job interview. So, surely that's just it, right? They made an overly edgy OC and they romanticized necrophilia via animation memes. And that's all, right? No. No, that's not really all there is. Because there's... So, along with the weird necrophile shit, they allowed a friend to draw NSFW of necro. Only for the NSFW to be of, and I quote, him fucking a corpse. And, you know, apparently people were spreading misinfo about it being his drawing, yada yada. Obviously spreading lies on the internet is bad, you shouldn't do it. But like, literally what did you expect them to draw your OC doing? I mean, you made your OC's entire personality being a necrophile. You almost always draw them alongside a dead, skinless corpse. You animated suggestive situations between the two. You literally named them necro! And you're telling me you didn't expect them to draw necrophilia porn of your character. You didn't think it'd involve a corpse. Yeah, you didn't think they'd draw your necrophile OC being a necrophile, despite the fact that it's their only goddamn personality trait! People literally drew Jimmy from Mouthwashing characters because the fandom dumbed him down to just being a rapist and not a literal villain. And that wasn't even the game dev's fault. But you made your OC's entire personality necrophilia and dumbed their character down to what they do. And you didn't expect someone would draw your OC doing said things despite that being the only thing your OC is known for? But yeah, sure, whatever, you weren't the one who drew the art, and people falsely accuse you of doing so. Again, lying online is bad, yada yada. But like, this isn't the only weird shit biobot has done. They often reposted a lot of strange videos. Most of them was in Russian, so I could not, get a viable translation of what they might say, but they looked strange, so that's all I've got for those. But one of them was an Alfred's Playhouse clip. I guess I was right about them being an Alfred's Playhouse fan. Either way, being an active fan of a series made by someone who was a white supremacist is weird, and also not good. But it technically also doesn't stop there. Because of course it doesn't stop there. It never stops, it never fucking ends. You ever heard of Telegram? Okay, before anyone says anything, I admit it is an app people from Russia use a lot, and biobot is Russian, hence the Russian reposts. But basically, they have a Telegram group or chat, whatever, probably the Russian equivalent of a Discord server, which wouldn't be a problem, right? Surely they don't allow weird stuff in there, right? They allow people to post Nazi art and racist shit in the group. I'm not even kidding either, it's bad. And although I don't speak Russian and I can't translate what they're saying in this image, it's a bit obvious they're not saying nice things considering the image sent. So yeah, biobot is perfectly fine with racist shit, but someone drawing necrophilia art of their necrophile OC whom you constantly romanticized and sexualized the actions of, the necrophile OC, whose only defining trait was necrophilia and being suggestive about it? Boo! Bad! Not good! Boo! Like, come on, man. If you're going to view one thing as bad, you better see the other awful shit as bad too. You can't just make an OC that romanticizes necrophilia and expect the people who want to draw fan art of it to draw your OC doing normal things. And that's not even mentioning if I had a quarter every single time the art community did not learn from Birdie, I would have $1. Because, oh my god, their fan base is an echo chamber, and Biobot is in the center of it all, absorbing every single scream of idiot joy. In their TikTok, you will find more comments complaining about the fact they're being hated on than actual comments hating on them. And when you do find comments hating on them, the replies will be flooded beyond the brim of people ruthlessly defending them using all the same excuses. It's just a drawing! It's not real! It's a problematic OC! Slasher films do this all the time! Just scroll! It's all the same responses, all the same, just recycled over and over and over again. There's never a real solid defense as to why it shouldn't be hated on, as to why it's perfectly fine. Nope! But there was one reply I saw that pissed me off the most. And it literally said, "If you don't like this video, then why did you look it up?" Brother, do you not know how the TikTok For You page works? You don't just search up every single specific video you see. It appears on there. You can barely control whether or not you're a scroll away from getting flashbanged by #femboy. But honestly, the echo chamber doesn't just end there. Remember the post where they said that they were falsely accused of drawing necrophile porn? That was on DeviantArt. And yes, Biobot has a DeviantArt. And you know what you'll find in their comments of every single post, profile included? More echo chamber! In fact, I only bothered to get one example because all the other comments were so similar, they just blended together. And the only reason I see this as unique is because of how fucking stupid it sounds. They literally called TikTok an SJW cesspit. This fucker still uses the word SJW in the big 2025. It is not 2016 anymore. Spocter and Leafy's here are not in their prime. They are long gone. Tumblr versus 4chan is long gone. Cringe compilations are cringe now. Times have changed. The future is now, old man. Think, DeviantArt user, think! And the funniest part of this is that unlike Jimbo, Biobot wanted this echo chamber to happen. They fucking wanted to be worshipped like this. Because before they took a break from TikTok, they made a post. And their main reasoning as to why they posted the weird shit they did was because they were trying to get canceled as fast as possible. But they also followed that up with, "But I got too attached to my fan base," which shows they liked getting this sort of overwhelmingly positive borderline cult of a fan base and completely ditched the idea of doing the experiment because they love the attention and now they've trapped themselves in an echo chamber willingly. And not only that, they end the post with, and I quote, "I feel like crap, and on top of that, I've got haters whispering crap in my ear." Anyways, it's all good. Expect new art/animations soon. I'm not going anywhere, guys. So that's the drama. I've already explained a lot and I don't really have much else to say. Biobot is a weird person and they're obviously not a good person either. Okay, so editing Milkway here. Another thing I just got told was that Biobot also told a minor that they looked cute despite the fact that Biobot is apparently like way older than them, and I think that's really fucking weird. Okay, now on to the outro. Now, I'm going to say this loud and clear. If anyone, and I mean anyone, Biobot included, tries to harass, threaten, or send shock imagery to me through Discord, I won't be afraid of making a call-out post, and I won't censor your username, because actions have consequences, and what happens on the internet stays there forever. Good night.